2012!
Alright! I really have to stop killing supporters of evil forces like that.
Few items, or toys for that matter, have inspired as much fear and lore as the Ouija board. It's been part of American history, cinema, books, games, storytelling, and local lore. The paranormal community warns against its use due to a variety of negative outcomes, while the scientific community debunks it as a toy that is unconsciously operated by the phenomenon known as the ideomotor effect. But despite what you believe, this item has always grabbed interest and inspired fright, and still has till this day. Following its commercial introduction by businessman Elijah Bond in the late 1890s, the Ouija board was regarded as a harmless parlor game unrelated to the occult, until the American spiritualist Pearl Koran popularized its use as a divining tool during World War I. Mainstream Christian religions and some occultists have associated the use of a Ouija board with the threat of demonic possession, and some have cautioned their followers not to use Ouija board. Today it is mainly known as a device that allows people to talk to the dead, or at least that's its claim in many communities. I, for one, have become interested in Ouija boards ever since I was given one over a year ago.
Alright, so here's my Ouija board. As you can see, there's, dust right on it. It's always stored. Like, I never take it out. I own it, but I don't use it. It's almost like I'm afraid to use it, which is kind of the truth. I don't like fucking with this thing too much. And it's not like, I don't know, it's like I believe and I don't believe in it, right? So I got this through a friend of a friend. We were all hanging out and they had told me about a Ouija board that they had, which was this one, right? And they had said that they had used it together one night, just trying to conjure up things and be scared like teenagers would, right? When they were teenagers, they did this, right? And so like a whole slew of odd and weird things happened after they had their little seance or event with the Ouija board. I don't know, I didn't ask, but at the time, I never really encountered one. I just heard stories about it like everybody has, right? And they had told me, or the owner had said she didn't want it anymore because she was afraid of it, right? And I was like, oh, this is really freaking cool. It's like something weird I would love to have. I mean, come on. I got a black cat on Friday the 13th and I named it Salem, so this is definitely my type of thing. And I remember while at her house, right after she gave it to me, they warned me not to use it, and this big Victorian style heavy door that she had, or turn of the century, it was an old house, right? No windows open or anything, just literally bam, slammed shut. I have no idea what the cause for it was, but it was kind of creepy. I mean, I would throw it to coincidence, but still. So let's open this, and here's the board. I mean, in terms of my ownership of it, they'd rather as be something new, because I swear this is like the maybe second time I've ever touched this. The first time taking it home, I stored it under a shelf. Yeah, so here's a little guider. I guess that's it. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't touched this, but yeah. The reason why I've gotten an interest in this is because recently I just got a new apartment, right? And moved all my stuff around and set up my room. And this Ouija board, like I said, is underneath a little setup that I've got, like with a bunch of shelves, right? And it's under it, right? So one night I was watching TV in the living room, right? And I fell asleep for a bit, so after I woke up after dozing off, I decided, hey, I'm gonna go to bed, right? I remember specifically my room was completely clean, everything was put away, well organized, right? I walk into my room at 12:30, right? And I noticed two things. There's a door that leads into the hallway where my room is, right? And the door is closed, right? I'm like, okay, right? So I open it, and then I start walking towards my room, and then my eyes open more because my door is closed, and I never keep my door closed, especially when I'm not there. Like if I'm not in my room, my door is open. I ain't hiding anything. So it was closed. So I found it really strange. And when I came inside, right, my room, and I hit the lights, I found this very Ouija board, just like right there. Just sitting there, right? Like it moved, or like I put it there. I never moved it I had put it away when I first moved here, and it stayed there, right? And I don't know how. I didn't take it out. I didn't move it at all. And like, I have witnesses to my story, and that freaked me out. I actually didn't sleep in my room because it like fucked me up that bad. And some of the people who worked on 31 Nights of Fright were here giving me a housewarming gift, and they were coming into the Orlando area, so they slept over at my house and trading ghost stories and everything. And then I went to bed, and in the morning they had said they heard like weird heavy footsteps, felt as if somebody was in here, like they were being watched. They said the weirdest thing was that the electronics were acting goofy, right? I was like, what? They said, oh, the Xbox and the television would turn on by itself, right? I was like, that's impossible. My television, or the old one that I had at the time, did not do that. Never in the history of owning it either, or have ever turned on by themselves, right? So I'm having this discussion in the living room in the morning, and literally, it was like on cue. I said, this TV or Xbox does not turn on by itself. Bam! It turned on by itself. Right in front of me, right in front of everybody, as if it was like, you know, taking my challenge. Like I was calling it bluff, and I was like, really? Here we go. Ever since then, I haven't like fucked with this. I mean, it's not really, it's all speculation, not a proper correlation, but still, it was kind of freaky. And to say the least, I'll probably be looking up more stories about this for the hell of it.
Don't be bringing that trash up in here. This is my house.